Hello everyone. Welcome back to another Commander review for Magic the Gathering. We are in the Planar Chaos set. Now, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I believe we have done a different version of Jedit Ojanen. This whole set focuses on like two things. One thing in particular, which is taking iconic characters and giving them a different reality that they would exist in. So I don't remember. I think I want to say Jedit Ojanen the last time I talked about them. They were a white-blue commander, and they may have been one of the vanilla ones. But in this reality, they are a Jedit Ojanen of Efrava, and they're a mono-green commander. So, getting right on into it, Jedit Ojanen is a legendary cat warrior. It's a 5/5 for its power and toughness, and it has a staggering mana value of 6, 3 generic and 3 green mana. It has the Forest Walk keyword that, as you can read here in the text, this creature can't be blocked as long as defending player controls a forest. Which, there are some new cards now that can definitely take advantage of that keyword and really wreak havoc on your opponents. And then it has this awesome triggered ability that we've only seen, that really, for me, I've seen once of this exact same effect on a different cat from a different plane, which is very cool. Whenever Jedit Ojanen attacks or blocks, create a 2/2 green cat warrior creature token with Forest Walk. So every time you attack, every time you block, you're going to be building this army of cats. And they all have Forest Walk, which is great. The only other card I can think of right now that does that exact ability is I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he's a mono white cat warrior from the plane of Theros, and he has almost the exact same text. Whenever he attacks or blocks, you make an army of cats. I think they have vigilance and versus the Forest Walk, but still really cool effect. You can take this on the offensive and build an army of unblockable attacking cats, or you can play on the defensive and build an army of blockers, which is really, really cool. One card ruling for this commander, probably around the time that this card was printed. If Jedit Ojanen of Efrava attacks or blocks and a token is created, it will be too late for the token to be declared as an attacker if it somehow gets haste or a blocker during that combat phase. As an attacker, if it somehow gets haste. It will be too late for that token to be declared as an attacker or a blocker. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this kind of harkens back to what I was saying in the previous video where I talked about braids, Conjurer Adept. When the declare attackers step happens, the only thing that can happen is declaring the attackers. Once those attackers are declared, you cannot declare any more attackers for that combat because you've already declared everyone that you can or chose to. The exception to this rule is if a card states create a tapped and attacking 2/2 cat creature token with Forest Walk. But Jedit does not specify that. It just says you make a 2/2 cat token that you can block with in the future or attack with in the future. But once Jedit and any other creatures are declared attackers, that's it. There's no other attackers that can be declared. That is all that rule is trying to say, is that things have a time and a place. And the time to declare attackers is on the declare attacker step. After that, the attack triggers go on the stack, and then after they resolve, it's too late to declare any other attackers because it's now time to move to the declare blocker step. So, that is why it also states a blocker for Jedit as well, because whenever it blocks a creature, it also creates a cat token. But by the time the token is made, those blocking triggers have already resolved, and they can only resolve after you've declared your blockers for the combat. So the tokens that you make that turn can't really do anything other than exist. The next turn, however, they can be used for blockers, and then on your turn, that they are after they are created, you can use them for combat. Card to synergize is obviously any Cat Lord. Cat Lords are going to be great in this deck. You making an army of cats, give them extra boosts, whether it's power and toughness or extra keywords, like protection from dogs. And then lastly, since I had just talked about this archetype with the Intet deck, where we want to goad or cause the initiative, the Monarch, this is one of those decks where you want to be aggressive, but you also want to have blockers. There's not a whole lot of goad in mono green, but green also has cool fog effects. So you could try and build like a forced combat fog deck with this commander where you want to attack and get as much damage in as possible and then use goading or fog effects to protect yourself. You could build a mono green Monarch deck, which I think you could be able to do. There's enough cards out there that benefit you for that. And there's a lot of fun shenanigans you can do there. You build up a wall of cats every time you attack to protect your monarchy. And the same is true for the initiative. You get the initiative plus all the other mono green dungeon related cards, and you build this army of cats to defend yourself so you don't lose the initiative, so you can continuously and repeatedly delve through the Undercity and get all of the benefits there. And that's going to do it for Jedit, Ojanen of Efrava. Very cool commander, very cool. I've said that twice now. I actually have played with this card when I first started playing Magic. I did have this card, and I was not good with it. I didn't understand it, but I didn't really understand a whole lot then anyway, and I know a lot more now. So you can do a lot of cool stuff with this commander. You can go check out online, anywhere, your favorite website. I'm sure you're going to find tons of different deck ideas for this commander. Let me know in the comments down below if there's anything I missed, and thank you guys so much for all your support. As always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!